time for another review of what I did this week on Nasdaq. It's Friday, 24th October 2025, and this is 11:41 p.m. I have these levels I have here are the levels that were of interest to me on the daily time frame, and what I was watching for. I'll talk about the logic, what I was watching for, and how I reacted. The first level I have here is all-time high. The second level is this imbalance here, the high. I had the imbalance low, and the third level I have is this candle bullish order block. I had it graded with this Fibonacci 2, and I had this current new week open gap. I have this previous week open gap as well, the high. Yeah, so first thing I thought on Monday after watching this price action, I took a trade here to try to reach for the all-time highs. Around 11 a.m. But I wasn't comfortable with the price action, so I closed the position. And second day, I did not do anything on Tuesday. I was just watching the price on Tuesday. On Wednesday, I took a trade here at 11 a.m. too, but I closed the position. I was aiming for the midpoint of this graded daily order block. The midpoint at 24,886. But I was watching the DXY and they weren't in correlation. DXY was bullish on the daily time frame, but was having a sell-off during this session here, and it was not correlated. I just wasn't 100% sure, so I killed the position. And yeah, a few minutes later we hit the target. Then that was it for my trades of the week. I was watching so we traded below the current new week open gap and into the order block. Failed to touch the low by a few points. Then we rejected off the order block, found support at the low of this fair value gap. Apparently accumulating longs. And then on Thursday at the open 9:30 we had this expansion. I was looking to take a position here, but I deferred because I did not want to be impulsive and I wanted to see what price would do. We had this expansion throughout the Asian session, and on Friday we had this huge expansion up here. So I'll put on my executions. On the 15 minutes, I'll drop down to the 15 minutes time frame. I took the first position here on Monday at 11:15. I closed it at 12 p.m. Next position was at 12 p.m. I closed it at 12:15 p.m. and then we had this move down. We had another re-entry here. I sold off. I would like to mark out some observations. At 9:30 open, we had a manipulation here. These are levels I'd like to get into the price action where it is scary. I wasn't comfortable getting into the position at this level because I had felt that the move had been exhausted and it would take more mental capital for me to stay in the trade because of the state of mind I was at that current moment, and I did not want to be impulsive. So I don't regret closing the position, but I'm studying how I feel about these reversal points and how I can also participate successfully in these levels. I've taken successful trades, but I did not want to wrestle myself through the position, and if it was a win I would champion that. I do not want my trading to be like that. And yeah, I was watching price here as well. See if I'm missing anything. Yeah, one of some of the key things that were really amazing to me was how even if DXY was held in a consolidation, Nasdaq used these levels, the high and the low, to institute or to move from one place to another. That was interesting to see. Had the high here, we had the reaction here, we had this one here as well too. Yeah, just checking to see if I am missing anything I'd like to talk about. Yeah, one other indication that price was probably going to the midpoint for when I took the position the first time was the 1 hour candles were respecting the low, and in my mind's eye it felt like we could possibly reach for these levels. Yeah, there was an interesting thing I noticed here as well. I think it was kind of like a similar setup here as well. I switched to regular trading hours. So 2 trades for this week. think that price might explore higher levels, but I'm mindful because of the type of price action we have here. We can also get a retracement that might come all the way to these lows, but I would trade price action accordingly using short-term levels. Yeah, that's it for this review.